Hello and welcome to English Parliamentary News. I'm Dadi Ramadan. In this edition, we'll present all the latest and interesting information around the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. Speaker of the House of Representatives Bambang Susatyo urges the Indonesian National Armed Forces and Police Department to deploy special force from each unit dispatched to eliminate dangerous criminals group KKB, which led by Eganius Kagoya and is currently suspected for killing 19 workers of Istaka Karya Persero and one soldier at Nduga region, Papua province. Speaking after the meeting with the President of Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Joko Widodo, to discuss the preparation of Jamboree event for the Communication Forum of Indonesian Veterans Children or F-PPP that will be held in Ragunan, Jakarta, Speaker of the House Bambang Susatyo condemned the act of separatism group in Papua that result in several casualties to local workers and army. Bambang Susatyo demand law enforcement forces to take a full action to solve the case and strictly capture the dangerous criminal group.
Seperti yang kami tegaskan kemarin bahwa kami dari DPR, khususnya pimpinan DPR RI, mengutuk keras tindakan kekerasan dan kekejaman yang dilakukan oleh kelompok bersenjata di Papua dan mendesak dan mendorong seluruh pasukan yang ada, termasuk juga para penegak hukum, untuk segera memburu pelakunya dan kemudian menyeret ke pengadilan.
Related to the accusers from foreign countries, they criticized Indonesian for doing a persuasive move to the criminal group. Speaker of the House relayed his decision, which he chose to prioritize the sovereignty and safety of the nation.
Kita memang harus memperhatikan HAM, tetapi untuk urusan keamanan negara dan keselamatan masyarakat, penegak hukum maupun pasukan kita harus bertindak tegas dan keras.
HAERUDIN and Ferdian, TVR Parliament report. Following to the carbon dioxide emission reduction program, Commission 7 of the House fully supports the plan to develop the exploration and exploitation of renewable energy, especially thermal heat energy, which initiated by Geodipa Energy Persero as a state-owned enterprise under the Ministry of Finance. Vice Chairman of Commission 7 of the House, RIDWAN, HISJAM, stated his support to the renewable energy development project after inspecting thermal heat power plant owned by Geodipa Energy in Dieng, Wonosobo, Central Java Province. According to him, despite the fact that fossil-based energy are cheap, but it has been damaging the environment and causing the climate change. Therefore, Commission 7 of the House fully support Geodipa Energy's short and long-term development plan that starts from small-scale projects such as binary power plant establishment and the development of Chandra di Muka thermal heat field in Dieng Highland.
Harga beli PLN terhadap produk-produk energi baru terbarukan. Ini ada panas bumi geothermal, ada WAHYU yang ada di mana itu di Sulawesi dan akan dikembangkan, yang ini harganya tidak boleh disamakan dengan energi fosil yang merusak lingkungan.
RIDWAN further adds Indonesians should not always rely on the fossil-based energy, so we need to take serious actions to stop fossil-based energy usage, especially coal. This pledge is also in line with Indonesia's commitment to Paris Agreement, which include the optimization of Indonesian national resource utilizations that supports the development of renewable energies.
Kami saat ini sedang mempersiapkan undang-undang energi baru terbarukan sehingga program daripada PLTP ini akan bisa berjalan dengan baik dan lancar, dan ada perlindungan hukum dari negara terhadap program-program energi terbarukan.
From Central Java, Dwi Ayu Lestari and Ferdian, TVR Parliament report. Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia, Bambang Susatyo, asserts the people participation in funding political parties' activities is one of the solutions to prevent political parties from being contaminated and influenced by individual interests. People participation in the political funding is really important to create a clean government. Speaking after delivering keynote speech at the International Business Integrity Conference Forum or IBIC 2018 that held by the Corruption Eradication Committee as the celebration to World Anti-Corruption Day with the theme of political donation and funding in Jakarta recently. Speaker of the House of Representatives Bambang Susatyo says the law number 2 of 2011 on political party has opened the opportunity for political parties to accept public donation, and this practice has been legitimated by the law. Bambang says public participation in political parties' funding needs to be followed by a transparent system, such as the access to the political fund usage report that made open to the public. Moreover, public funding to political parties is also seen as a way to prevent transactional politik practice in Indonesia that could harm nation sovereignty.
Kalau praktik-praktik transaksional tidak dicegah dari sekarang, maka partai-partai nanti akan dikuasai oleh para pemilik modal. Jadi, kalau kondisi dibiarkan, maka akan timbul pamil untuk menguasai Indonesia gampang. Kuasai partai politik dengan modal 1-2 triliun, kuasai parlemen, kuasai pasal-pasal, maka Anda akan kuasai ekonomi Indonesia.
Bambang SOESATYO further adds political condition in Indonesia is at concerning level, where transaction politik practice could not only harm the political party, but also has the power to dismiss any good and militant party member.
Saya melihat tor daripada acara hari ini sangat baik, bahwa KPK sudah berupaya memulai bagaimana menghindari upaya-upaya baik di tingkat partai politik, baik di tingkat pemilihan legislatif, maupun di tingkat bupati, wali kota, dan gubernur. Ya.
HAERUDIN and Verdian, TVR Parliament Report. Legislation Committee of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia states customary bill will protect and gives legal basis to custom society to minimize any potential conflict. Speaking after leading the working visit to Banda Aceh recently, Vice Chairman of Legislation Committee of the House, ARIF WIBOWO, says the purpose of this visit is to gather aspirations on customary bill, since Aceh has been regulating customary law through the Law No. 11/2016 regarding Aceh governance. ARIF further asserts in the customary bill that will be passed in the future, it will regulate which cases will be controlled through national and customary law, and in the same time, the law will give legal protection to society that embrace customary law.
Ada pengaturan-pengaturan yang sudah dilaksanakan yang menyangkut masalah hukum adat di Aceh sejak lama, ya. Bahkan itu dikuatkan oleh Undang-Undang Nomor 11 Tahun 2016 tentang pemerintahan Aceh. Lembaga-lembaga adat, wilayah yang ada di Aceh sudah bekerja sebagaimana mestinya. Harapan dan pesannya dari masyarakat Aceh agar tidak ada penyeragaman yang nanti dimaksudkan di dalam rancangan undang-undang tentang masyarakat hukum adat.
Member of Legislation Committee HAERUDIN says the position of customary society has not optimally acknowledged yet, and this has resulted in the difficulty to reach certain welfare state that later turn into conflict between the society. HAERUDIN hopes the Legislation Committee will be able to gather some comprehensive suggestions from various regions to ensure a well-planned customary law.
Jadi sebelum kita periode ini selesai, hukum adat ini ingin selesai. Tapi kalau melihat sekarang, problemnya begitu besar dan yang harus terbawa juga banyak sektor, banyak stakeholdernya. Jadi kita mudah-mudahan berjuang, mudah-mudahan bisa maraton. Konstruksi hukumnya sudah ada, terus maraton bekerjanya. Mudah-mudahan dalam tenggat waktu nanti periode ini bisa selesai hukum adat itu. Karena pentingnya adalah kebingungan daerah hari ini dalam menangani persoalan adat.
From Banda Aceh, Putri and Verdian, TVR Parliament Report. Commission 6 of the House urges the Ministry of State-Owned Enterprise to explain the roots and the cost that of state-owned enterprises that reach thousands of trillions of rupiah. The Ministry of State-Owned Enterprises in its report explained as for September 2018 the amount of 10 state-owned enterprises that has reached 5,271 trillion rupiah. Speaking in Nusantara One building, Vice Chairman of Commission 6 of the House AZMAN NATAWIJANA says state-owned companies must give immediate explanation to Commission 6 as the people's representative regarding the root and the cause of the debt. Commission 6 also demands the state-owned enterprise to compile the debt repayment scheme until it is paid off, because total debt of these 10 state-owned enterprises has exceeds 2 times of the total amount of the state budget.
Bagaimana cara menyelesaikan hutang itu? Sebab itu sudah ada pada ranah korporasi. Kita lembaga politik. Kita minta kepada mereka bisa berhutang, mereka harus mampu menyelesaikan.
Member of Commission 6 of the House WAHYU SANJAYA also demands all state-owned enterprises that are in debt amounting the total of 271 trillion rupiah to explain the step that will be taken and the debt repayment scheme. He further reminds the state-owned enterprise not to repeat the same mistake committed by Perpati Airline, where the company were forced to stop its operation due to unpaid debts.
Jadi seperti kejadian dengan Merpati akan menjadi sangat sulit bagi kita untuk menyelamatkannya. Jadi kita harapkan kalau janjinya kemarin mereka akan memberikan tanggapan itu sekitar tanggal 20, walaupun kita belum reses, sedang reses, tapi itu akan menjadi bahan bagi kita untuk kita pelajari.
Panji Handoko and Afi TVR Parliament Report. Commission 1 of the House and the government has agreed to bring the Defense Cooperation Bill between Indonesia, Spain and Serbia to the second level of discussion. Member of Commission 1 of the House Martin Hutabarat says the defense bill with the European countries is valuable, considering that Indonesia has had bilateral relations with various European counterparts and expected to broaden its cooperation in intelligence, defense equipment sector, as well as the cooperation in defense science technology.
Karena kita mengantisipasi sekarang ini banyaknya pelaku-pelaku pidana yang dihukum di Indonesia atau dihukum di negara lain, tetapi melarikan diri kepada kota-kota atau tempat-tempat yang ramai, yang sering dikunjungi oleh banyak orang.
The same thing is conveyed by a member of Commission 1 of the House, LENA MARYANA, who assesses the importance of the Defense Council between Indonesia and Spain, as well as Indonesia and Serbia, considering that both countries are well-respected countries in Europe. Cooperation with Spain and Serbia in the defense sector will improve Indonesia's relations and increase the exchange of human resources, both in terms of training and defense equipment.
Yang sudah kita ratifikasi undang-undangnya ekstradisi, itu kejahatan keuangan seperti itu bisa dikembalikan ke Indonesia, gitu. Jadi mereka yang melakukan kejahatan di dalam negeri masing-masing negara tersebut itu kemudian lari ke negara yang sudah melakukan ratifikasi, itu ada perjanjian ekstradisi untuk diadili di negara masing-masing, gitu. Karena
Zikri Aang and Afi TVR Parliament Report. Indonesian Parliament state its optimism that the political economy system in Asia will be corresponds to the European country standards, considering Asian countries have massive potential yet to be developed. Speaking after the opening of Asian Parliament Assembly session in Istanbul, Turkey recently, member of Committee for Inter-Parliamentary Cooperation of the House PUTU SUPADMA RUDANA says, in order to eliminate poverty in Asia, all parties need to synergize to improve the welfare and prosperity in Asia. According to PUTU, Asia's challenge today is relatively heavy compared to the European counterparts, despite prosperity issues are still becoming major concerns in many European countries.
Terus meningkat economically, tapi tentu secara politik juga perlu kestabilan. Stabilan kawasan, tentu ini perlu komunikasi yang komprehensif di antara para anggota parlemen dalam hal apa untuk terus menyuarakan, menggaungkan tentang kesamaan visi kita, kebersamaan kita, dan memang tantangannya justru bukan segala perbedaan itu membedakan kita, tapi justru memberikan kekuatan kepada Asia untuk memberikan inspirasi kepada dunia.
PUTU further says he believes that in the future, Asia will become the center of civilization and world economy, considering many potential that have not been developed yet by Asian countries, such as creative economy and tourism sector. PUTU says the Asian Parliament need to work hand in hand to voice the common vision in promoting economic prosperity in Asia.
Asia justru akan menjadi center of civilization ke depan, karena kawasan Asia ini justru memiliki inspirasi yang begitu besar. Dan yang lainnya juga, kita di Asia juga memiliki sejarah, heritage, dan juga membangun konsep yang tertinggi yaitu sustainable development di Asia. Dengan apa? Posisi Asia sangat kuat dalam bidang tourism dan ekonomi kreatif.
From Istanbul, Turkey, Habibi and Afi, TVR Parliament Report.
In order to improve the performance of Indonesian Parliament as a more independent and modern legislative branch, Vice Speaker of the House, Fadli Zon, encourages an increased cooperation between the House and the Westminster Foundation for Democracy, which aims to improve the quality of Secretariat General and expertise body of the House in supporting Parliament members' performance.
Speaking after receiving a visit from the Chief Executive of Westminster Foundation for Democracy, Anthony Smith, in Nusantara 3 building of the House, Vice Speaker for Politics and Security of the House, Fadli Zon appreciates the established cooperation between Westminster Foundation for Democracy with the Secretariat General and expertise body of the House to enhance the supporting system needed for the members of Parliament. According to Fadli, in the future, the House, along with Westminster Foundation for Democracy, which is a British non-governmental institution that is committed to support the world democratic system, have agreed to increase cooperation in promoting the House to be more independent and modern parliament, as well as to increase the efforts to prevent and eradicate corruption in the House.
Perbaikan dari kinerja parlemen yang saya kira sangat dibutuhkan, terutama dari sisi institutional building. Dan untuk institutional building itu, salah satu gagasannya adalah bagaimana membuat DPR yang lebih independen dari sisi budgeting, pengelolaan budget DPR, pengelolaan staff.
Moreover, Fadlizon appreciates the interest of Westminster Foundation for Democracy that is willing to cooperate with political parties in terms of institutional strengthening of political parties in Indonesia. Further, Fadlizon invites the institution to participate in overseeing 2019 presidential and legislative election, which will be one of the biggest democratic celebration in Indonesia.
Penguatan institusional partai politik, ya, managing partai politik, ya, terutama sharing dengan pengalaman-pengalaman mereka yang di Inggris, ya, saya kira itu hal yang sangat baik, ya, saya kira mestinya itu sangat bisa diterima oleh partai-partai yang ada, mereka membutuhkan hal itu.
Anda Oktaviani Tegar and Afi, TVR Parliament Report.
And that rounds up this edition of English Parliamentary News. On behalf of all the crew of TV Parliament, we would like to thank you for your attention. And we'll meet again in the next edition of English Parliamentary News. From me, Dede Ramadan, once again, thank you for watching and goodbye.